Welcome back to Teutschenthal, Germany for our CBS Sports Network coverage of the 67th running of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. Jeff Emick, Paul Lindsay bringing you the action. The riders are in the gate for the third and final race. And Paul, the points classification is extremely tight. What's it going to take for Team USA to come out on top?
Well, as they sit right now, Jeff, you're right. They're sitting second behind Belgium. This is where things get complicated. Once again, 3 motos, 3 riders, 6 scores total. Each team drops their worst score. It's going to be hard to calculate as it goes, but we'll try to keep the folks at home apprised of Team USA, who sits second right now and is looking really good.
15-second board is up. The 5 will go up, and then the gate will drop. 67th running. Team USA has won it 22 times. Can they do it again here in Germany? Here we go. Race 3. Teutschenthal, Germany, Motocross of Nations. Through the whole shot area. That looked like a Belgian rider to me. There's a massive pileup.
That's no, Dijker is down, or DeSalle is down, and I think that's Nagel with the whole shot. Sure enough, Dungey right behind him.
the German rider, followed by the American Ryan Dungey. The French rider, Gauthier Paul, is third. That is a big blow to have Clement DeSalle down in that first turn. He's going to have to put out a great effort.
And Jeff, I don't see Barcia anywhere up there. Cairoli 6th.
Looked like Tommy Searle and Borbashev got together. They're coming in that final turn as they come through the finish line area. Max Nagel, a member of the winning team 1 year ago in Belgium, comes across with the lead. Borbashev, Paul, and Antonio Cairoli, after winning race 1, is in 4th. Ryan Dungey, the American, 5th, looking through the timing and scoring.
Italian Philippart's up to 10th now. Medi up 8th after the hard, tough luck in the second moto for the Australians. Searle in 7th, right behind him. And Barcia back in 36th, according to timing scoring. That is going to be interesting to see what happened if he went down to that first turn pileup. I didn't see him, Jeff. We'll take a look at the replay.
Chances are that Justin Barcia, riding for Team USA in the open class, went down. Team USA already has a high score, courtesy of Eli Tomac, 16th in race 1, that they would prefer to have a throwaway moto. So Justin Barcia going to have to lay it all on the line here. Put out 100% effort.
That's going to be DeSalle in the pit area there, if I'm not mistaken. And this is what we were talking about, Jeff.
Team Belgium, actually, led by Joel Smets as the team manager.
This is going to be their throwaway now, so we're getting help. This is assuming everybody does their job and doesn't have a bad moto like we did as well. And that's why that 16th ride by Eli was so important in that first moto. And right now we've got a German, a Russian, and a French first, second, and third. That's also going to help our overall score in the grand scheme of things. And that doesn't look good for Clement DeSalle.
See DeSalle there. Race is over after having a great ride in race 2. Third on the course.
Dungey right there in 5th place behind Cairoli. Right with him. A better start for Ryan Dungey in this moto for sure.
Track really difficult right now. Really starting to get rutted up. Extremely rough at this point. Just under 30 minutes in this race 3 of the 2013 Motocross of Nations. Stay with us here on CBS Sports Network because we have a special guest joining us in the booth that I think is going to provide some outstanding insight. Motocross of Nations, more coming up. Welcome back to Teutschenthal, Germany for our CBS Sports Network coverage of the 67th running of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. This is race 3 of 3, 26 minutes plus 2 laps left in this. The points classification extremely tight. We'll take a replay here of the start. A few of the top riders for Belgium and America. There's a massive pileup going into turn 1.
And our special guest pointing out where Barcia is right there is the number 9.
A massive pileup there. Justin Barcia involved in that. Clement DeSalle, 2 of the teams leading in the points classification. This is Antonio Cairoli trying to go around Borbashev, the Russian rider, off the track a little bit. But now is a great time to bring in our special guest, MX2 rider for Team USA, Eli Tomac. Outstanding ride after that crash in Moto 1, race 1. Outstanding ride for second. in race 2.
Yeah,
What's
right.
the atmosphere been like?
Right now, I'm just glad to be sitting here with you guys, calling some of the race. You know, that was a scary crash for me in the first moto, but you know, right now we just need you know, Justin to really get up there and make a charge. I am bumming I threw it away, but I tried to do my best in that second moto there.
Well, when you were out there, Eli, did you know, obviously you talked scenarios with Roger, your team manager, I'm sure, knowing any racer wants to finish the moto, but you knew that score could potentially count at the end of the day. Jeff and I talked about it when you went down, that this could be a score that we need to keep. Is that what you were thinking while you were out there?
Yeah, I mean, once I got up, it was just it was such a rush for me. You know, at that point, you don't really know what's going on, and you just try to finish the race. So, you know, it was such a big crash for me. I was just like, man, I am in one piece. You know, let's just finish this thing up.
And with the virtual scoring there, it looks like 33 and 32 for Team USA. So once again, folks, far from out of it, there's a French rider. That's going to put the end on their day for sure, because they've already got 2 bad scores. And this is how the Motocross of Nations works. Christophe Cairoli, who rode so fabulous yesterday in practice and in qualifying, he is out. That leaves, obviously, his teammate there up down the wrong screen here. So, Eli, tell us about the question we really want to ask you, that I want to ask you, is in a team event like this, Jeff talked about it so much, 6-time member himself, when you got up behind Roxon, if this were in America, if this were the Nationals, we've seen it so many times where you close the deal on Roxon with a few laps to go there, were you thinking, I want this moto win? Any rider's going to think, I want the moto win, but were you, and this is no disrespect to Ken, who obviously rode a fabulous race all weekend, were you holding back at all, just thinking, I need a second for Team USA, or were you laying it all out?
This is the first or second?
The second moto when you caught Roxon.
The second moto, you know, I was actually trying the best I could. I was going to go for the win. He was just riding great, and the way things were working out, it was tough for me to you know, make ground, and then he would make some ground, and that's kind of how it went.
Taking a look here, this has been an epic battle. Tommy Searle had passed Dungey that lap. Kinda Dyker had also gone past Dungey, but it appears that Dungey might have got him back. It's Nagel with the lead, Borbashev, Cairoli, Searle in 4th, Paulin, the French rider, up to 5th, the Dyker 6th, and Dungey now back to 7th. That's really going to affect the points classification as they run now. Belgium would lead with throwing away DeSalle's moto in this, DeSalle's score in this moto. It would put Italy up to 2nd and Team USA in 3rd. So a lot of work to be done. And currently, Justin Barcia,
22nd place, our guest here, doubling as a spotter for us, was able to find his teammate on the hole shot there where he went down, where we missed it. But right now, showing him in 2nd, as it stands, we would use Eli's 16th place and still be right in the thick of things. So Dungey still has his work cut out for him.
As you take a look here at these riders battling it out, De Dyker there, about 55 degrees here today. You mentioned that the wind really affects you in certain spots. Also, the shadows on the track, this track being down in a little valley, did that affect you at all?
You know, there were quite a few shadows out there. Actually, the spot where I crashed, that spot can get really bad with the sun, especially
Coming
early
up
on.
right here.
And even in the afternoon, you can see. And, you know, the ground's really soft, and that's what kind of ate me up, was the soft dirt, the shadow, and just not knowing really where your front end was. And, you know, it bit me.
So is that what happened, basically? You weren't scrubbing too much, your front end didn't grab Trey Canard style, it just, you lost it in the braking bumps and the shadows.
Yeah, it was a little bit of shadow and just not knowing exactly where my front end was, and maybe a little bit too much speed for how soft that ground was.
Track just continues to get beat down. We talked about it earlier, Jeff, they didn't prep it, they didn't take any of the braking bumps out. We talked about this earlier, you and I, Eli. Yeah, how rough was it at the end of that second moto? How rough is it for these guys right now, I'm sure?
It's probably one of the gnarliest tracks they've ridden, you know, unless you have been on a GP track. For me, it was one of the choppiest tracks I've ridden. You know, they didn't groom it that much, and most of the lines have been there since yesterday.
20 minutes plus 2 laps left in this race 3. Nagel from Germany leads in the team classification. It's Belgium out front. Team USA back in 3rd. If Team USA and Justin Barcia, number 9, are going to take it, they have to get busy. Stay with us on CBS Sports Network. Welcome back to Germany for the CBS Sports Network coverage of the 2013 Motocross of Nations. Taking a look here, riders in race 3, which is combined the MX1 division and the Open division. Currently, Max Nagel from Germany with the number 1 on his bike, reigning champion out front. Borbashev, Cairoli rounding out the top 3.
Jeff, as we see Barsha work his way through the pack here, once he gets to 16th, we're going to start counting his score, and that's why I still like our chances. A lot of time left to go in this moto. Once he surpasses Eli's 16th, every pass he makes gives us another negative point, so it's not quite as critical to what Ryan Dungey's doing. We talked about how Dungey needs to get us a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, a 3rd, or a 1st would be great, but we just need him up there in the top 5. We need Barsha to continue his charge. He's up to 20th right now. Everything's still looking good. The other teams are doing themselves no favors, just like us.
Dungey just really hasn't, to me, looked comfortable all weekend. He was up into the top 5. He's dropped back to 7. I suspect him to kind of settle in right there as you see Cairoli go by. Eli, do you think Ryan has the fitness that is going to make a difference here to possibly get himself back up into the top 5?
Absolutely. You know, the MX3 class, which racing the second moto, is going to be feeling it at the end of this moto because it's a really short turnaround, and you know, it's tough. It's 30 minutes plus 2 laps, and doing that twice, you know, within an hour break is really tough.
Yeah, you had the quick turnaround for the first and second moto. Talk about strategy. You know, a lot of people, they don't get, first of all, that these European riders are extremely fast. A lot of the American viewers just don't want to believe it for whatever reason. Cairoli, Barbashev we see in second. Obviously, the Australian Dean Ferris was extremely fast earlier, and they just don't want to believe that these guys are that fast. That's number one. Number two, it's a team event. We can't emphasize that enough. So Ryan Dungey might be a stress case. He might be not on his game, but he's doing his part right now to bring home the victory for Team USA. And as long as we're hosting that Chamberlain Trophy at the end of the day, that's what's going to matter. Did Roger talk to you anything about that type of strategy? Obviously not riding for an individual win.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it is a team event. You know, for me, you know, I did end up crashing, but you know, I wanted to think about my race because that's what's most important. You know, if you start thinking about, you know, other things off your mind, that's when you do make the mistakes. So, you know, I think you all three just have to ride to the best of your ability, and like you do at home, and you know, that's when everything falls in place.
Well, he has second place on the track, second in the MX2 class, but also happened to be second in the on the track is nothing to sneeze at. That is an epic ride here at the Motocross of Nations. Not a lot of MX2 class riders can do that, so trust me, you contributed quite a bit to the potential win for Team USA.
18.5 minutes plus 2 laps left in this race. Noggle leading. Cairoli now has made the pass on Borbashev, the Russian rider, who sets in third. Kinde Dijker for Belgium up to 4th. Tommy Searle in 5th, and Dungey up to 6th is really closing in. Question is, what really could make the difference? Where is the American that is representing the open class, Justin Barsha? Last time around, he was 18th. Timing and scoring should catch up to him in just a little bit. Team USA needs him to be a 16th or better to where we can throw away your first moto after that crash.
And Max Nagel out front making it happen for Germany here, but Barsha coming through the pack in 18th. There's still a lot of time left. We're not even at the halfway mark. As I mentioned, I think things, as this moto unfolds, things are going to look better and better for the U.S.
Taking a look at the points classifications as they run, 17 minutes plus 2 laps. Belgium out front with a total of 29 after a throwaway. Italy second with 32, and Team USA 34.
And we see Cairoli starting to make a charge on Nagel, one of his nemesis in the MX1 class. Nagel not having the greatest season in MX1 as he has in previous years, but making it happen here just like his teammate Roxon on the hometown German soil.
I mean, Eli, you got to think, especially after the way that Ken Roxon rode there in race 2, that the hometown crowd, all of that really has to be motivating the German team to ride just on another level.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You know, when you are at home, you know, it does give you that extra little push at the end of the motos. You know, I thought I could maybe make a move there at the end of that second moto, but you know, he was strong the entire time, and we were just neck and neck, and we were so equal as like whoever got the start win.
Is there places to pass, or were you guys just that evenly matched? I know you had to come through the pack a little bit.
It is possible to pass. You know, I'm not going to say it's super one line, but it was tough. There's certain areas where you kind of have to follow the guy and, you know, just, you know, kind of settle in. But, you know, you can make it happen.
Looking at the nation's classification, Belgium out front with 29, Italy 32. America still needs to do some work, 34. 16 minutes plus 2 laps left here in the final race at the 2013 Motocross of Nations. Lots more racing to come. Stay with us here on the CBS Sports Network. Welcome back to Teutschenthal, Germany. for the final moto here in our CBS Sports Network coverage of the 67th running of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. Points classifications are really getting tight. Riders are having to lay it all on the line. This is the final race of the 2013 Motocross of Nations. Paul, where are we at with the points here?
Well, when we look at the virtual ticker that we have the advantage of seeing here, Belgium still leads away at 29, Italy in second with 32, and USA at 34. Now again, Barsha's making his charge through the pack. Ryan Dungey just laid down his fastest lap of the race. Typical for Ryan Dungey. We've seen this from him so many times. Just did a 147 flat. And Barsha appears to be stalling out in 18th place. We'll see when he comes by timing and scoring once again if he's going to pick up any spots there. We don't know if anything happened. We're seeing Eli's welcome into our world. We get to see only on the monitor and the timing and scoring what's happening out there here in the booth. But definitely a nail-biter for Team USA here. No cakewalk for sure. They definitely still got their work cut out for them.
Halfway point here, plus 2 laps after this. Max Nagel riding with the number 1 there. Champions from last year. He's got his hands full with race 1 winner, MX1 world champion, riding for Italy, Antonio Cairoli. These riders have about a 4-second lead over Borbashev. And the track really starting to deteriorate. It's getting rough. We've noticed riders now starting to cut to some of the insides, using some outside lines. What are you seeing, Eli Tomac?
Yeah, right now, you know, the track is just getting choppier and choppier. You know, it is going to be tough to finish this thing out. There are a few lines out there, but it is tough to make passes.
And Jeff, the big difference that we're seeing for the fans at home watching on TV, they think, how is Belgium leading this thing? We've seen Roxon, we've seen Cairoli, we've seen all these great rides, but not a standout ride by a Belgian, but they are very consistent. A third, a seventh, and eighth. The one throwaway score by DeSalle right now, unfortunately, with the DNF. Otherwise, they would have been in much more control of this race.
Yeah, basically, you consider this the Olympics of motocross. 3 rider teams, 3 motos, 30 minutes plus 2 laps. We're in the final of that. Each rider has 2 motos for a total of 6 scores. Each team drops their worst result, and the team with the lowest 5 scores wins the Chamberlain Cup and is crowned the Motocross of Nations champion.
And Italy looks like it could pick up another point here in a 2-point swing. Obviously, they're going to move Italy up and Belgium down 1 if Cairoli's able to make the pass on Nagel here, which I have to believe he's going to be able to do.
Nagel riding for Team Germany, bike number 1 there.
Cairoli just set the fast lap of the race at a 145, similar to Dungey. He's definitely laying it down here.
Hey, if Cairoli can get to that number 1 spot, that is really going to close it up. That'll take Italy from 32 down to 31.
Belgium will be at
30.
Yeah, and all we've got to do, Germany will slip back 1. Belgium still needs to get moving in the back as well. Now I can't imagine. There goes the
Cairoli once again off the track. That line he's been using, that's twice now that it's been a close call.
That is the same spot we saw him earlier. I'm baffled at what's happening with Barsha, how he stalled out in 18th. I hope he's not having a bike problem from going down the first turn.
Barsha now is showing on timing and scoring, moving up to 16th. Dungey has gone back. The French rider Paulin has now passed Dungey. He's gone back to 7th.
Well, amazing to think that these types of ride, which are certainly not indicative of what these guys are capable of, could win this thing overall. Everybody's still in this thing. The Belgians, the Germans, obviously USA is still in it. It's going to get interesting here as we go on. The Italians, with Cairoli out front here, have a real shot. Obviously, Philip Hart's in 8th place, his teammate right now in the open class. That's not going to hurt their chances at all. They also have a 1-8-13, and
oh, that's a pass for Lee Cairoli to the inside of Nagel. That's going to help Italy in their chances. The world champion showing us just exactly why he is that. And if you look back, it's been since 2002 that Team Italy has won this event. Currently, Belgium leads. It's been since 2004 that they've won the event. So it's been a big drought for both countries, and today could be their day.
Tony Cairoli, 7-time world champ, 5 in a row in the MX1 class, showing why he is the reigning champ in that MX1 class, dominating the GPs, dominating here again. He's going to pick up a 1-1. It looks like just like he did last year in the sand. This is an impressive ride for the Italians, and as you mentioned, they only have 2 total in the history of the Motocross of Nations.
Guys, 11 minutes plus 2 laps. What are you thinking, Eli Tomac? Your teammates are out there. You're seeing Barsha come through the pack, now up to 15. You've seen Dungey been around 5, 6, 7. He's dropped back to 7th. What are you feeling?
I am seeing Barsha on the timing and scoring. He is running a little bit faster than all the way up to about 11th. So if he does throw down a few laps, you know, maybe he can make a few more spots up, but time is running out.
And those are the spots that are going to count. Those should be easy points for us to pick up in theory, the guys that are ahead of him.
Also, look at De Dijker, the Belgian rider, has now moved up into third.
Well,
Wow,
that just improved their
Cairoli
score.
leads. Belgium leads the points classification with 28, Italy 31, Team USA 34. Stay with us on the CBS Sports Network for the conclusion of race 3 here from the Motocross of Nations. Welcome back to Teutschenthal, Germany. CBS Sports Network coverage of the 2013 Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. Taking a look at the nation's classifications. This is a points event. Looks like Belgium's out front, Italy second, Team USA 34 points. They have some work to do if they're going to pull out their 23rd win all time here.
No doubt about it, Jeff. You see Tommy Searle there in 5th place for Great Britain. Gadir Paulin, Ryan Dungey 7th place now. And
Dungey off the track. We've seen a number of riders go off the track. He had just made the pass on Gautier Paulin, the French rider. Now he has to work even harder to make that pass back once again. Paulin seems to be fading backwards. Dungey really has to rely on his fitness. He has to dig deep. Team USA needs his score in this moto to count if they're going to win the Chamberlain Cup.
At the end of the day, it is a team event, and as we said, it doesn't matter what happens out here as long as the score adds up for USA being out front at the end, and that still could happen, folks. Long ways from being done, and a lot of things could change by the end of this race. It's definitely starting to look a little bit bleak, but I think there's a lot of passes in between. We can count on the endurance of Dungey. We can count on Barsha making some passes.
Here's a replay. Look, Dungey just off the right.
Spot.
He's jumped off to his left, our right, and just barely missed it. Almost got into the fence. Luckily, he doesn't put the bike on the ground. Keeps it on 2 wheels.
So presumably, if he can get around Paulin, who's had a spectacular year himself, 2 wins in the MX1 class, talent is so stacked in both these classes, but Barsha, presumably with the easier riders ahead of him to pass, but we're going to hope that Dungey's going to get around Paulin here. That'll give us 1 more point because we need 4 at the moment.
The riders in front of Dungey, Borbashev is 4th, Searle 5th, and Paulin are all about a second slower than him on the track right now. So my feeling is that if Dungey can start making some passes, he can really climb up in the classification there. Justin Barsha still running in 5th. He's turning 149, and there's some riders in front of him that are really starting to drop off the pace, 151, 152s. Eli Tomac, 8 minutes and 2 laps left to go. What's it going to take for these guys to pull it out?
It's going to take Dungey to make his way up here past Paulin and maybe some more ground. And obviously Barsha has to start, throwing some laps together, hitting his marks, and man, it's getting a little too late, I think.
6-point difference between Belgium and the United States. Italy is right in between.
And our dark horse, Australia, is sitting in 4th with 40 points. Not fair to say they're completely out of it, but they definitely have a shot at a podium after a dominating qualifying ride yesterday. And we're looking at the stress factor already starting to wear in. Eli, you're not stressed yet here for your teammates, or you're starting to feel it?
I just really want these guys to, to stay up right now. Anything can happen. It's not over till the checkers fall, and we all try our best, and it's just one of those days.
Hey, it's definitely something. We all applaud your efforts. It doesn't matter where you finish. Team USA has one of the best fan bases in the world, if not the best. We all applaud you for your efforts today, and nobody's knocking anything. This is an event we've seen time after time change on the last lap from winning to losing or losing to winning. So far from over here in Germany, definitely.
Little less than 7 minutes plus 2 laps. Earlier, we just got a shot there. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek riding for Belgium in the MX2 classification. His 2 motos are out of the way. Now he is counting on Ken de Dijker and Clement de Sal is out of the race, so he's counting on Ken de Dijker, who is having an outstanding race. He is up to 3rd. That could be the finish that really seals the deal for Belgium.
Ironically, Ken de Dijker quietly got 3rd place in the MX1 class behind Cairoli and de Sal. So prior to this, it was 8th place was their worst finish entering this before de Sal went out.
Okay, with 6 minutes and 2 laps to go, Eli Tomac, we're going to have to say goodbye. You go join the team. Congratulations on outstanding effort today. I know you would have liked to have a better result in that first one, but a fantastic ride for your rookie ride here at the Motocross of Nations.
Thanks, guys.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Eli.
All right, guys. Well, Cairoli's leading. Noggle, De Dijker, Borbashev, and Searle round out your top 5. The Americans, Ryan Dungey is 7th. Justin Barsha now up to 12th, starting to make some moves late in the race here. When you look at the points classifications, though, it's still Belgium with 28.
Now we're down to 3
Team
points.
USA has 31. Italy has 31. Stay with us on the CBS Sports Network for the final of the Motocross of Nations. Welcome back to Germany. CBS Sports Network coverage of the 2013 Motocross of Nations. You are watching race 3, 5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. The Americans now starting to, at the end of this race, Paul, Lindsay, starting to claw themselves back up into the position to possibly win this.
And this
Belgium
is what it's
leading
about.
with 28 points. Italy and Team USA have 31. 5 minutes plus 2 laps to go.
And Barsha has officially surpassed Eli's 16th place finish. You had to feel it was almost palatable, the disappointment in Eli with that 16th place finish, but I'm telling you, that could have potentially been a solid moto for us. So no shame in Eli's ride. In fact, it, in my opinion, was a spectacular ride for the rookie in the MX2 class. And we just need a couple more spots. Things are going to get interesting here near the end of the moto. 4 plus 2 to go.
Seems like to me that Ryan Dungey really has been struggling all day long. He's struggled to pass the French rider here, Gauthier Paulin, number 16. Dungey, he's been fighting hard. I feel at the end of this race that he has what it takes. If he could pick off Paulin, Tommy Searle, the British rider who sets him 5th, is right there also. For Team USA, it could be the ride of Justin Barsha from being down in the first turn
to 12th
now
already
up to 12th.
is spectacular already in itself. Yep. And we haven't seen, it's been a while since we've seen a dramatic finish like this.
Well, the Belgian rider, Ken De Dijker, having an outstanding ride. As they run right now, it's the Belgians that have the lead in the team classification. Let's go down and get an interview with Team Belgium.
Jeremy looking on extremely nervously in pit lane. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, you know, I'm really nervous. Clement just had a big crash in the start and popped out his shoulder, and now all our hope is on De Dijker. So I hope we can put it together. We're still in the lead, and but I'm so nervous. I just don't know what to say. You know, I hope we can do it this year.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Of course, Amy Dargan was with Jeremy Van Horbeke, who rode the MX2 class for Belgium. Outstanding rides here today, but now it's all on the shoulders. Belgium with Clement Desalle out with the first turn crash. You heard him mention the injury. For Belgium, it all lies on the shoulders of one of the biggest riders on the track,
and always
Ken De Dijker.
deceivingly fast.
And now notice, Borbashev is starting to pick it up. De Dijker maybe feeling the pressure.
That's right. That could help us. There's so many things that could change at the end of the moto here, Jeff. As you know, this is going to be this isn't the way we scripted it. We hoped we would send Eli out with a few minutes to go join his winning team. This is drama-filled action right here, folks. Don't forget, one score is going to get dropped. As they run right now, 28 points. Belgium leads the way. Italy in second with 31. USA now tied for second with 31 points. So it is definitely not over till the fat lady sings, as they say, Jeff. One moto is going to get taken out. We're going to have an overall winner here very soon. About 3 laps to go, it looks like, depending on where they're at. If they come by the finish line, might be 4.
Paul, hasn't that been the feeling all weekend long, is how much parity there has been? The competition, Team USA had a win streak going into last year and they lose. They want to come back and win it again.
Absolutely.
Okay, qualifying was extremely competitive. Qualifying practice was competitive. And now it comes down to the final race here. Taking a look, 28 points for Belgium. Italy and USA tied for second with 31. A little less than 2 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Barsha has Todd Waters, the Australian, just in front of him. Mark de Roover just in front of Waters. He needs 2 spots. Dungey, who sets in seventh for Team USA, has been shadowing the French rider Gauthier Paulin. He needs a position. If they could get those positions, we could have a tie for the lead.
That's right. And then it would go to the tiebreaker, which would be based on the best finish in the MX1 class, which I would have to calculate real quick. At the moment, obviously, Cairoli with a 1-1 would get it done. that's going to put the emphasis, the tiebreaker always on that. It looks like Justin's still in 12th place right there. And
let's
Jeff,
see, that looks like the Australian rider just in front of him.
Todd Waters and Metcalf, ironically, right behind Dungey, who put in a brilliant ride yesterday to actually beat Dungey straight up in the MX1 qualifier. So Medi, I don't know how close he is here. Let's see to Dungey. Doesn't look like he's that close, but those are some riders that need to be on the move.
Well, Italy's team leader right here, Antonio Cairoli, number 13 on the KTM. Once again, just having an outstanding ride out front. He is 3.5 seconds clear of the German rider, bike number 1, Max Nagel. Ken de Dijker comes by in 3rd, Borbashev 4th, Tommy Searle 5th, Paul Lynn, then Dungey, 17 seconds off the lead.
Well, if USA were to win this, this would be one of those unorthodox wins. I guarantee there's a lot of fans at home listening right now and watching this saying, we're getting our butts kicked, but this is a team event. This would be the way to win it for Team USA. Cairoli is fast. I think that's the other thing. If we learn 2 things from this event, is that it is not easy to win this event, and that is basically, what do you got, Jeff?
Well, countdown clocks to 0, 2 laps next time the leader comes around. Now, Team USA, it looks like Barsha has made a pass that has put USA to second with 31, still 3 points behind Belgium. The pressure is on here. Stay with us for the CBS Sports Network coverage of the 2013 Motocross of Nations. The finale coming up. Stay with us. Back here in Germany for the CBS Sports Network coverage of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. 2 laps left to go. Here in race 3 of the Motocross of Nations, the championship is on the line. Taking a look at the classification there. The points are extremely tight. Paul Lindsay, Jeff Immig with you here. Belgium still leading with 28. Team USA 2 points behind now with just 2 laps to go. Paul, what's it going to take?
Now,
it looks like Justin Barsha in the open class is making the moves.
Now, if we wind up tied, Jeff, this is interesting. I saw this earlier, a very strange strategy by the Belgian riders that put Clement de Sal in the open class and de Dijker, arguably the second rider on the team, in the MX1 class. Clement de Sal wins a moto. That's not going to be the tiebreaker. They're going to go to de Dijkers, which is a 5th and a 4th and a 3rd in this moto, equaling Ryan Dungey, who, well, let's see here. I guess it's going to go to Ryan Dungey's. So this is going to be hard to calculate if they wind up in a tie. Let's hope that doesn't even happen. Like you said, if Barsha can pass 1, and for sure, if Dungey can get back the French rider, Paulin, that's going to do it.
Team USA needs 2 position. Dungey has now fallen off the pace here of Gauthier Paulin. American rider Justin Barsha up to 11th. The next rider in line for him is David Philippart. So Barsha, after being down in the first turn, has clawed his way up to 11th. Less than 2 laps to go here in Germany to decide the 67th running of the Motocross of Nations.
Excuse me, it was a 6th by Dungey, and obviously going to be a 6th in this moto. That's not going to cut it. That would give de Dijker the tiebreaker with his 3rd. So my mistake on that. Barsha getting a 4th in his first open moto.
It's safe to say Barsha needs 3 positions.
That would do it.
Dungey doesn't seem to be getting it done here today.
And with those caliber of riders ahead of him, again, not taking anything away, David Philippart's former world champ, Mark DeRuver, former Motocross Nations champ, Brett Metcalf, who won his qualifier yesterday. This is not going to be easy as it was earlier when he was passing some of the guys back in the teens. At 2 laps to go, this is getting really interesting here, Jeff.
Here we go, Cairoli riding for Italy. Coming by, he's going to take the white flag, 1 to go. This Italian rider has been outstanding once again here today, dominating his motos. But of course, it's not about the individual performance, as his team, Italy, currently runs in 3rd in the points classification with 33, USA 30 in 2nd, and Belgium 28.
We see de Dijker there in 3rd place holding steady. This is where I wish we could see more than just what's on the monitor here and out on the transponder. De Dijker is 3rd. He looks pretty comfortable there. We talked about Barbashev. Actually, I take that back, Jeff. Barbashev right there on de Dijker now, and so is Nagel. Nagel has made a move on Barbashev and is going after de Dijker. That could help us right there. The hometown crowd getting behind Nagel with the big number 1 on his bike, representing Germany, the defending champs in this Motocross of Nations. If they could get around, even one of them could get around de Dijker, that's going to help our cause, no doubt.
Well, it looks like Nagel has just gotten dropped by de Dijker and Borbashev, so that actually helps
back and forth, back and
Team Belgium
forth.
right here.
Barsha still sits 11th
This
behind
is the last lap.
Philipp.
It's been since 2004 that Belgium has won. In the Lierop, Netherlands, it was Stefan Everts, Steve Ramon, and Kevin Strybros that brought home the championship for Belgium. On the last lap, Belgium is in a great position as Tony Cairoli is out front, looking like he's going to win race 3 here in Teutschenthal, Germany.
2 years in a row, proving why he's the MX1 world champ. 5 straight and 2 straight 1-1 performances in the Motocross of the Nations for the very fast Italian.
Coming around, 2 turns to go. Tony Cairoli, nice cruise through the mechanics area here. Outstanding ride, and then we go back to the results here. Tony Cairoli's going to win race 3. Nice knack here. Extremely happy. Outstanding performance for the Italian. Here comes across to Diker, Borbashev, Nagel. And I believe that has done it.
I think that is going to do it for Belgium.
That has done it.
Wow. Belgium,
Team Belgium,
27.
after that pass, that puts Belgium at 27. So
and De Jager knows that he put in the ride of his life.
Of Team USA. Belgium has done it for the first time since 2004. Belgium has won the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. They had 14 wins coming into this. That gives them a total of 15. What a day for the Belgian team.
Well, this is the team we've always been worried about. They're always right there. These guys are ultra consistent. It seems like the Belgian riders always rise to the occasion at the Motocross of Nations. We've seen Steve Ramon do it. We've seen Everts do it. We've seen a lot of great riders. And Ken De Jager, what can you say? That is an amazing ride out of the tall, lanky Belgian rider. And knowing he had to hang on to third with Borbashev right there and Nagel as well at the end. That could have swung things for us right there.
Well, as the riders still coming through the finish line, it's looking like the American Justin Barsha, outstanding effort from being down in the first turn up to 11th. Dungey struggles in 7th. So Team USA, that's how their results were in the final race here.
Take a look at
Belgium's
the
Clement de Salle, which is one of their star riders, down in the first turn. It doesn't matter. The rest of the team, along with Jeremy Van Horebeke and Ken De Jager, get it done. Knack here out of Tony Cairoli for Italy.
And a quiet 7-7 for Van Horebeke is what is amazing that gets it done. That defines the Motocross of Nations. We hadn't hardly talked about Van Horebeke all day long, but it proves to be his 7-7 with Clement de Salle going out that got the championship done. And of course, the great ride by Ken De Jager in 3rd place in this 3rd and final moto. Jeff, I'm speechless.
There you go, Cairoli winning. De Jager saying, here we are.
Borbashev finally getting the 3rd
Everts
place.
there giving De Jager a little pat on the back, all the team, the family, friends. Outstanding effort. This race has so many people. There's Jeremy Van Horebeke, the legend Stefan Everts there. Of course, been a part of so many championships here at the Motocross of Nations, but what a ride for the big man, Ken De Jager.
15 wins now for Belgium, puts them 1 behind Great Britain. At 15 for Belgium, 16 for Great Britain, 22 still for the U.S. A tough loss for the U.S. team here today, Jeff. I think all of us are still in a little bit of shock.
Taking a look here at the Italians. Philipp Hartz comes through, gets the hugs. Italy.
And based
Italy's
in no
going to
small
come
part.
in on the podium there. Right. 3rd place for Italy.
Despite the lackluster rides, what we thought were lackluster rides by David Philipp Hartz, a former world champ who always rises to the occasion in this race. His 7th and 8th got it done, combined with Cairoli's first.
Lupino there in the middle.
Lupino rode great in the MX2.
MX2 class for Italy. Of course, this man here, Tony Cairoli, this guy's one heck of a motocross rider. He makes it look so easy at times. His speed makes very little mistakes, always rides well within his capabilities. But Paul, I mean, the atmosphere here, this race, the German fans, the European fans, people come from all over the world to attend this event, and Germany has hosted one heck of a Motocross of Nations.
Well, 67th running, as you said, and this was epic, no question about it. It proved that the European riders are extremely fast, and what can you do? I mean, they rolled their heart out. All 3 of our guys rolled their heart out, and this is the way the cards fell for us this year.
It has been an extremely competitive race here, and for Team USA, it was just that final moto with Barsha having to ride from behind has really cost him. Eli Tomac's crash, but We're going to take one more break here on the CBS Sports Network. Welcome back to Teutschenthal, Germany for our CBS Sports Network coverage of the 6th and 7th running of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. Taking a look at some of the highlights here from race 3. Tommy Searle, the American, Ryan Dungey going after it. See Kenda Dijker for Belgium, had that outstanding ride that counted towards the championship. Tony Cairoli, Borbashev. Pretty amazing rides on a lot of these riders here on a track that was just so treacherous, rough, rutted, lots of shadows on the track. Paul Lindsay, what's your thoughts on today?
Well, as Eli mentioned, this is a different track than a lot of these guys, himself specifically, are used to racing on. It's a GP style track, and these guys showed why there's so much talent over here across the pond. Contrary to popular belief in America, there are some fast boys over here, as we've just seen. So I'm still stunned. I think the USA could have got it done, but obviously an outstanding ride by Cairoli, an outstanding ride by Roxon. Deep talent in all 3 classes, all the way through. A great ride by Australia. I think they wound up 4th overall. I don't have it in front of me, but Italy, by way of Antonio Cairoli's dominating 1-1 performance in his class, picks up their podium. And yeah, Australia, they're 4th overall, just with 40 points. A great ride for them.
Give you the top 10 here in the nation's classifications. It was Belgium, Team USA, Italy, Australia, France round out the top 5. Great Britain, Germany, Russia, Switzerland, and Estonia in the top 10.
A lot of breakout rides for individual riders on those teams, making the difference just to get those guys in the top 10, as we talked about, Jeff. Some of these countries just happy to be participating here. A top 10 is a victory. You know, winning the B final is a victory. Getting in that main 3 motos, you see the chainsaws. The Belgian fans, some of the rowdiest ones out there, and they're going crazy here in Teutschenthal, no doubt about it, picking up their 16th Motocross of Nations victory.
Jeff Emig and Paul Lindsay with you here. Paul, what do you think was the outstanding ride for any of the teams? What really stood out to you today?
Honestly, I mean, Tomac, even though we didn't win, I think that second in that second moto was outstanding. And then, of course, you got to give it to Roxon, who did what he set out to do, and then Cairoli stamping why he's the fastest rider in the GPs right now. And then let the message boards flame away. We're going to see who truly is the fastest rider in the world. I mean, it's going to be chaos tonight. It's going to have a meltdown on Vital MX. Cairoli proved he's the fastest guy right now. I mean, he caught and passed Roxon, and we know that Roxon and Tomac caught and passed DeSalle and those guys in the first moto. It's unbelievable they're beating them on 450s on 250Fs.
Taking a good look here at the atmosphere, the Motocross of Nations, just an unbelievable event that Ustream puts on. Monster Energy, a big part of this event, and you can see the podium presentation.
Still sticking around.
Podium presentation for the winners, Team Belgium. Just awaiting, see the flags flying from all the different countries. It's been an outstanding day. We had a little bit of rain earlier in the week, but it cleared up. And this has been just a fantastic event, challenging for Team USA. They battled all weekend long. This crash in race 3, where the Belgian rider, Clement DeSalle, who was one of the fastest of the day, look him grabbing his shoulder. Team USA had a problem. Justin Barsha was in this. He rode up to an 11th, but it came up too short. MX1 rider for Team USA, Ryan Dungey, finishes in what you would have to think is a disappointing 7th.
Well, and that's it. That defines, this picture right there defines the Motocross of Nations. The paradigm shifts that happen throughout the day as Belgium's top riders laying there on the ground, basically, they could, in theory, think their day is over. He wins the first moto and then pops his shoulder out and is out. But then Kenda Dijker comes through with a spectacular ride in 3rd. Let's give him credit for that as well. Basically handing the team win to Belgium. Kenda Dijker, the tall Belgian, getting it done. 2nd, excuse me. It's an amazing ride for Dijker.
That moto right there with the whole shot award goes to Max Nagel, German rider who was part of the championship team last year in Belgium. Coming back to join the team again. And after qualifying first, Team Australia had just some outstanding rides. Dean Ferris, Brett Metcalf, Todd Waters. Australia's just going to miss the podium in 4th. They had 40 points on the day after they throw away their worst finish of 6.
And definitely not what they were hoping for, but their 2nd best finish in the history of the nations. They've had one time on the podium, and that was 2 years ago in France.
Look at that start there. Nagel had that all
the way.
Big number
1, just like
and
Roxon,
there's a little better look here at this pileup. Oh, and there's Barsha right there. Looks like he got into Tano Leok.
Oh, and then
almost
he's
a
got bikes on
dozen
top
riders
of him.
in
Jeez.
that place.
63 of Martin Micek from the Czech Republic going on top of him. He's got bikes to pull off. He's got riders going into the back of him. He's thinking, and this is a panic situation, Jeff. You've been in this situation. You've been in this situation.
Get your bike off of mine. I've got work to do.
And what takes 5 seconds can feel like 5 minutes. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the podium festivities going on here in Teutschenthal, Germany. The fans here are crazy. The outfits they have, the chainless chainsaws, the motors, the blowhorns they have just creates just an unbelievable atmosphere and an energy. And these fans definitely appreciate the type of racing that they've seen today. All three motos were competitive all the way to the finish. This has been one of the closest Motocross of Nations I can remember.
Without question. You know, disappointment for Team USA, but I think they all rode fabulous. But this proving why the Motocross of Nations is the epic event of the year. Again, I'm speechless. This was an incredible race all the way through from qualifiers yesterday, the B main this morning, Jeff, and then the 3 motos today. It's just non-stop action.
Well, we're going to close you with the final trophy presentation of the Chamberlain Cup that's going to go to Team Belgium this year. 27 points over Team USA. In second, Italy rounds out your podium. So for Paul and Eli Tomac, our guest here, I'm Jeff Emig. Thank you for watching our CBS Sports Network coverage of the 2013 Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. Team Belgium takes home the Chamberlain Cup. They are your Motocross of Nations champions.